question that we're asking, is it the right time to take such tough decisions on emission norms? And joining us in the studio to discuss this is Himanshu Watts, Senior Editor of the Economic Times. First, let's start with the NGT order. Now, this could create a problem with regard to the supply of petrol in the national capital.
It could. But I think oil companies need to quickly give us a picture of
where they stand on this.
Vehicles they have. But I think they should be able to manage because this fleet does keep getting upgraded also. So we don't know what percentage of the fleet is that old, which has Euro 1 and
right.
If it is, it's pretty sad, if a Euro 4 fuel is being taken in a Euro 1 vehicle. It's pretty ironic.
Yeah. Right. So BS1 and BS2, they should have been phased out by now is what you think. I mean, probably so. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the other issue about the BS3 then. All these are stages. So, the automakers should have been prepared. The automaker, because we are ready to move into BS4 right now, and we can't be selling BS3 vehicles on the verge of, one day before we are moving into BS4.
See, what some of the automakers are saying is that there was a clear notification that you cannot manufacture BS3 after March 31. And according to them, the notification had a grey area. It did not say that you can't sell what you manufactured until then. Okay. So that is the point of debate. So if they're not able to sell, there might be some unscrupulous dealers who will backdate it and sell a few. Otherwise, they'll have to export maybe to Bangladesh or to Africa or to the Middle East, which can get pretty messy.
Right.
And the other problem is that, you need an inventory for your sales. Right. There has to be a pipeline. There should be some vehicles at the factory gate, some in transit, some with the dealers.
Right.
If suddenly you can't sell them, that affects them a lot.
Our report says that there are 8 lakh such vehicles. Now, that's going to be pretty tough to get rid of in a day.
Yeah. It's not just pretty tough, it's going to be impossible.
Impossible, exactly.
So, let's see what they are advertising tomorrow. Are they offering discounts? Are they offering great deals? Something will have to be done.
Right.
That will be difficult. But I think the broad message from the Supreme Court is very clear that when it comes to environment, they are ready to take drastic action, any tough action needed.
So, but let's look at it. You can take drastic action. We understand this is all for the public good, but there has to be some sort of preparation for it, isn't it? We can't put the entire country to a standstill because of a certain action.
To start with, you need, India has got some great scientists in various institutions, IITs, various places.
Right.
Can we have a honest, rigorous study showing, what are the various causes of pollution? One scientist tells me that you look at the diesel generation sets, they don't even have emission norms. They might be 25 years old.
Right.
Can the Supreme Court order that you have to supply electricity uninterrupted, upgrade, so that you don't use those diesel generation sets? What about traffic management? If you have a Euro 4 car which is stuck in a jam for 25 minutes, it will pollute much more than a Euro 2 car which just drives past. So, it's an integrated thing. There are all kinds of things. You see compliance of pollution norms in areas around Delhi. It's not good at all. You've got some ancient pre-Euro 1 engines in huge auto rickshaws, which are running on diesel.
You keep saying Euro, but are they equivalent? Bharat Stage 4 and Bharat Stage
more or less
Euro
similar.
4 are the same?
There are small differences, but I meant Bharat. Yeah.
Stage 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's look. We are going to move. We are not even going to go to Bharat Stage 5.
Yeah.
The next stage is going to be Bharat Stage 6 directly in 2020.
Yeah.
Earlier it was 2022. One has to be. I did say these are stages. So the automakers need to be prepared. Society needs to be prepared. We need to be geared up for moving into these sort of into this lifestyle.
Yeah, I think Bharat Stage 6 is going to be a complete game changer because the kind of norms you have in Stage 6, there's hardly any difference between CNG, petrol and diesel.
Okay.
So, a lot of the policies you have today, we will encourage a CNG pump here, we'll encourage this fuel here, you will ban new diesel sales, you will ban this, all that will become irrelevant. So, it's going to be a very clear, positive, a transparent, systematic system once Bharat 6 is imposed. The oil companies are pretty confident they'll be able to abide by it.
Okay. So the fuel is going to reach the level where it'll be the emissions will come down drastically.
The fuel and the engine
technology. Yes.
And to that, credit to the court and the automobile companies. Court put a lot of pressure that you got to do it fast. Initially, they were talking of let's do it in 2024. And their point is that, most European, American markets, companies had 8 to 10 years to move the same distance that they are moving in 3 years. So you got to appreciate that.
But let's look at also, there were famous cases of Volkswagen and all that with regard to cheating on emission norms in the past. Are we likely to see something like that happening? Because, when you have to compete, and you have to sell your product. But if you're not able to meet these norms which are being put on you as fast as possible, would you try and say that you create some computerized system which says it's passing the norm, but it's actually not?
Well, I can't rule that out, but at the same time, see, India's automobile market is a very, very globalized market. The cars which most companies are selling in India, including some multi-utility vehicles, it's the same technology they're exporting. Cars are being imported also. It's, we are past the stage that you can create some junk and sell it on Indian roads.
Okay.
And this Volkswagen incident is actually a lesson for
the rest of the
proper
world.
compliance. And one of the things for controlling pollution, most people I know who drive cars have never been checked for pollution.
Okay.
I mean, there are people who have driven 2.5 lakhs their vehicle without a single pollution check.
Okay. So you think compliance is, you require the police force to...
I won't say police force.
Okay.
You see, a lot of it has to be voluntary, but they can make it that, any authorized service station, and most of the modern cars, you take them only to authorized service stations.
Right.
You can't risk otherwise. So make it their compliance requirement that each time a vehicle comes, test the emission and certify it. So a lot of these things have to happen together.
Okay, that's all we have time for. Thank you very much, Himanshu Watts, for giving us an understanding of what this is actually going to lead to.